seen the guides, the cheat sheets, and the endless list assigning meanings to every card. But the truth is, tarot isn't about lists. Tarot is a tool that helps you understand what your intuition is trying to tell you. And I'm going to teach you how to read tarot in an intuitive and easy way, one that I bet you've never tried before. And today we're going to start with the Major Arcana. You already know these energies. You've lived them. The Fool is that version of you that said yes before knowing. The Magician is your inner manifester. And the High Priestess is that gut feeling that saved your life. This is storytelling. This is soul remembering. This is tarot as a mirror of your own sacred journey. Hi boo, it's me, your medium bestie, the Death Fairy, certified death dealer, and your spirit guide to the other side. Ding! Let's dive into class 1 of my Intuitive Tarot Master Series. I didn't fall in love with it through a textbook. I was one of those girls, raised Catholic, tarot was a no-no, but I still snuck into the metaphysical shop and bought myself a deck. And don't listen to those people who tell you you can't buy your own deck, because that's BS. Tarot for me was always so fascinating, but I got super overwhelmed with how many cards there were. I bought the deck and then I couldn't read it. I just sat there with a bunch of pretty cards. And the funny thing is, the deck that I bought was the kind where the Minor Arcana, these cards with the little suits, it wasn't illustrated. It was just like a cup or 6 cups, and that's it. How do you read that? Well, boo, I got you. I'm going to show you the easiest way to read tarot. But first, how did you go about tarot? Let me know in the comments down below. What started you with tarot? For me, it was that tabooness. Don't read tarot cards. So of course, the first thing I want to do is go find out what these taboo tarot cards are and read them. Plus, as a little kid, I always thought, ooh, you can read your fortune. It's so neat. Well, now as a big kid, as a 40-year-old kid, I still appreciate tarot because it is one of the best ways to read my own intuition without giving it much thought. Like my head doesn't get in the way of what my intuition is trying to tell me. It's just a really easy way to inspire me and to tell me a story. So let's let tarot tell us a story. I have crafted this whole class just for you, making it super easy. It is so easy that I've called it Tarot Made Easy, the Major Arcana. So tarot is broken up into 2 parts. Major Arcana, where we have our characters, our main characters, and the Minor Arcana, where we have the situations. So the Minor Arcana is very much like a deck of cards. It's got suits and it's got numbers. And this is more situational. But today we're going to learn who our characters are in our story. And with the Major Arcana, honestly, you can just read yourself with Major Arcana cards. So welcome to the Major Arcana. With the Major Arcana, we are going to learn how to read our intuition with these main characters. What we're going to do is we are going to meet the archetype, and then we're going to assign this archetype a character that we know from a book, from a movie, from a video game, from an anime, from whatever it is that you love that matches this archetype to a T. You're going to bust out a little paper and pen, or maybe your phone, make notes, and you're going to say, okay, the first archetype is this. I feel like it's this. Am I making sense? So if the first archetype is the Fool, maybe you're going to say, okay, for me, the Fool really looks like Katniss Everdeen from the Hunger Games. Write it down. And you're going to make a whole list of your archetypes and let these be characters that you love, because that will make it so much easier to learn. Trust me on this. So we're going to understand each Major Arcana and its story, meet the archetypes, begin developing our own intuitive connection with each card, and recognize how these archetypes show up in everyday life. Also, you can use tarot to mirror your own path. We can talk about that later. First things first, do you need your own tarot deck? No, you don't. You can just follow along with me. But if you have one, that's great. And if you have one that looks completely different from what I'm using, that's okay too. I'm going to be using the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. They're very, 101, easiest to use deck, because everything is illustrated and it's just one of the OGs. But you can use whatever deck you want. Bust out your Nightmare Before Christmas decks, your whatever decks, and let's go on. Let's meet the Fool. Ja-jam. First things first though, my Major Arcana has 22 cards. 0 for the Fool, he's our main character, this guy. He doesn't count because we are them. We are the Fool. The Major Arcana is broken up into sets of 7. So with each 7, the Fool goes through a different transformation. Let's say the Fool is like Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. They're going to meet another character like the Magician, can't see it, like the Magician that you see right next to them, and they're going to meet them, integrate their knowledge, move on, meet the next character, integrate their knowledge, move on and so forth until they get to the last character, who's number 22. And they come out of this with all of this amazing enlightenment knowledge, and they're like Buddha. Not really, but they're just like, la, you know, super all-powerful, awesome character. So the first 7 is the outer journey. We're getting to meet our peeps. I wrote here the birth of self and the first steps into the world. Think baby steps. So with each card, I'm going to write a little blurb about what it basically means. And then I'm going to write some characters that I feel like I would assign the Fool. And then I would encourage you to write your own characters. They can be the same or whatever you feel like. Just make it super intuitive, make it super fun, make it super you. Okay, the Fool. Let's take a look at this card. He has got his he's got his nose in the air. It looks like he has his belongings with him, like he's just moving, going on a new adventure, not really looking where he's walking, because if he was looking at where he's walking, he would see that he's gonna fall off a ledge. And he's got a little doggy that's like, wait, don't do that. You're gonna fall, but he's not paying attention because he's so in the moment. That's what the Fool is. Pure innocence. New beginnings, like going out into the world, just starting to understand the world. Think of you when you were 20. You were unstoppable. Your parents would be like, don't do that, don't do this, be careful, don't do that. And you wouldn't listen. I bought tarot cards. I didn't listen. I was unstoppable at 20. This is kind of what the Fool gives me, that young energy. So the first character that the Fool meets is the Magician. Now this Magician has got all of his tools on his desk. He is a very crafty fellow. He's got the infinity sign above him. He can do anything he wants. He's just kind of all-powerful, ultimate manifester, because he can create anything out of something. And I really think this Fool is like Tony Stark, Doc Brown from Back to the Future, or Willy Wonka, the eccentric chocolatier. The Magician is very eccentric. This can be anybody. So write down who you feel like can really make something out of anything. Someone that you would go to when you need help, when you need that physical help, because he's got your back. He's very crafty. After the Fool, we meet the High Priestess. Ooh, very mysterious. So the High Priestess, she is the ultimate hidden knowledge. She looks very stoic, staring you straight on, holding the Torah with this like pomegranate painting behind her. What's behind the painting? We don't know. It could be your soul for all I know. Oh my God. Jules from Pulp Fiction, that's the High Priestess for me. I wrote down all these archetypes, but now I'm thinking, oh yeah, Jules with this suitcase, right? That being said, she is, well, I say she and because it looks like a, we'll just say this character, this archetype is intuition, mystery, sacred feminine, all that watery flow. She's got the moon, she's Cancerian, she's just, very Stevie Nicks, hidden knowledge. So write down who your High Priestess would be. These don't have to be intricate, guys. These can be so basic, right? Because what's going to happen is now every time you pull the High Priestess, you're going to think, for me, I'm going to think of Jules from Pulp Fiction. And then I'm going to think, okay, badass mother, what does this mean for me? We're going to start putting these cards together and really making something out of them. So at first, think small. Just think archetypes. Then we go deeper into who that character means for us. There's a reason why you assign them a certain role. And it's really awesome that they're on your path now, guiding you. So on my path, I've got all these characters guiding me, giving me their, wisdom. For the High Priestess, I have the Oracle from The Matrix, Galadriel from Lord of the Rings, and Professor McGonagall from Harry Potter. Number 3, the Empress. So the Empress is my card of this year because I am all in motherhood right now. I've got 3 boys, one's a newborn, born in January. My 2025 card is totally the Empress. I'm really embracing that mother, that nurture, that creative force, the creatrix. So for the Empress, I wrote Queen Ramonda from Black Panther, the childlike Empress from The Never-Ending Story, Give Me a Name, What's My Name? And Arwen from Lord of the Rings. This can be anyone who you feel like is this ultimate creative force in your life, story, movies, anyone, anime. Everyone's okay. Everyone's okay. Anyone that you are inspired by fits the bill. Our next character is number 4, the Emperor. So the Emperor is the ultimate structure. They are the father archetype, very fatherly here. They are a little bit stubborn, set in their ways, authority, respect his authority, and you really respect this person. You just like, when they're talking, you're like, whoa, I'm listening. So my Emperor, I thought of Mufasa, the Lion King, because yeah, when he talks, I'm like, damn, don't say anything, he's gonna eat me. Captain America, because Captain America is kind of like, you know, he's very, I don't know, in my mind, he's very authoritative. And King Arthur, from the legendary tales of King Arthur. Moving on to number 5, one that this card used to scare me a lot, the Hierophant. It scared me because I always thought like I was bad for sinning, for not like following my strict Catholic upbringing, for being what I am. So, and then it gives me like the kind of person that would like burn a witch on a stake or something. And I know it's not, but just like my PTSD brain is like, Hierophant, scary. Anyways, he's not scary. They're not scary. They are spiritual presence of hierarchy and order, belief systems. I mean, systems in general, right? Again, very similar to the Emperor. When he speaks, people listen. They just gravitated to this person. They really believe the words that are coming out of his mouth. And it really gives me, have you seen The Mist from Stephen King, that movie, or read the book? Very traumatizing story, by the way. The woman who is like the prophet, or I don't know, she's kind of like, oh, listen to me. And all the people just flocked her. That very much this vibe. I mean, not cult leader, but could be cult leader. Professor X. Professor X is a cool example. If I feel Professor X as my Hierophant, I wouldn't be so scared of the Hierophant. I'd be like, yes, please. I want to try on Cerebro. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Everyone loves Obi-Wan Kenobi. Such a cool Hierophant character because you get like, he's all into the Force. He's teaching the Force. He's like, Anakin, listen, I got the high ground. And Morpheus, you know, red pill, blue pill. These are very much chill Hierophant characters in my book. Who is your Hierophant? I would love to know. If you put it in the comments, please share your characters, your archetypes in the comments. I would love to know. This is so fun. It's so fun to know who everyone's archetype is. We can all geek out together. Our 7 is almost ending. The Lovers. Oh my gosh, you know what's funny? I messed up. I always do this. I used the wrong card. I put the 2 of Cups as the Lovers. How silly of me. I will fix that. But I'm not going to stop this recording. Look at this card. This is the Lovers. We got 2 naked and afraid people right here. The angel above them being like, oh. And they are, you get that really, like, I get the sense of Eden and, you know, they eat the apples and then all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, we're naked. But they're lovers. So for the Lovers, although I got the picture wrong, my bad. I do this all the time though. I always confuse the 2 of Cups with Lovers. I don't know why. I'm not the only one. Anyways, for the Lovers, it's definitely divine love, choice, and harmony. So my Lovers are Bill and Ted from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Wally and Eve. If you ever seen Wally, it's really cute. Frodo and Sam. Oh my God. Frodo and Sam, they're the cutest. I love Lord of the Rings. Okay, moving on. Again, that's a really funny mistake that I did right there with the Lovers, but very funny. The Chariot. The Chariot is really cool. The Chariot's got some guy and 2 sphinxes. And I always hear that the sphinxes go different ways. Yeah, possibly. It could go different ways. Or maybe you can control them. It's very fast moving, like getting things going. We have divine love with the 2 choices, the divinity choice, left or right, and harmony, working together. And also just moving in general. So a really generic example of this would be Wonder Woman. And I'm talking about TV Wonder Woman, like not TV, the movie Wonder Woman with Gal Gadot, like that kind of Wonder Woman, like I'm all for love, that kind of Wonder Woman. Mulan has to make choices right? She's a daughter, but she's, was made into a son so she can fight in her dad's place. Very much this energy. And Moana. Moana, again, she's a princess, but she chooses to become a wayfinder. She follows her heart. All right, let's go on to the next 7 archetypes. We go to number 8. Number 8 is one of my favorite cards, strength card. Sorry. So these 7 are going now within, the journey within. So we just went from the outer cards, like we're on our superficial journey. Now we're kind of going inward. And I wrote spiritual initiation, courage, shadow work, and rebalance. So starting off with a banger, strength. This is a badass card. You got a woman, maybe. You got a figure here. She's taming a crazy lion. And she's all like, ah. And the lion's like, and they're just kind of melting together. It's really cute. Above her head is the infinity symbol. Just like the magician, if you're keeping a keen eye. Yeah, they both have the infinity symbol. Why? I don't know. Fill in the blank. Why do you think they have that? What about them makes them so never ending? Maybe it's that balance, right? The strength, it's all about inner power. It's all about courage. It's all about balancing the light and the dark. This is gentle courage. Gentle courage is fine. And one thing I did not write here, but sometimes, depending on the deck, strength will be justice and vice versa. Why? Because that's just what happened. I forgot which is the OG version, but we're going to just go with number 8 being strength in this deck. And some examples of strength is Katniss Everdeen, Belle from Beauty and the Beast, and Hiccup for How to Train Your Dragon. Yeah, Hiccup is the one I feel the most. Like that's a good one. I love How to Train Your Dragon, so my strength is Hiccup for me. Onward to the Hermit. Very cool card. I relate to the Hermit because I love hermiting. Number 9, the Hermit. Lots of numbers in this. The Hermit represents solitude. It's in the name. Introspection. Again, we all know what a hermit is. Spiritual wisdom. Different from the High Priestess though. Very different vibe. This person's like, I'm going to go meditate in the mountains under a rock. That's what the Hermit is. He's like, get away from me. I want no technology. I just want to be with me, myself, and I. Introspection through his own journey. Okay, so very much Yoda, Gandalf, Merlin, just very generic hermit vibes, right? Need I say more? Onward to the Wheel of Fortune. This card used to scare me because you never know what you're going to get. When you get the Wheel of Fortune in a reading, it's just like, oh, what does that mean? It means rolling with the punches. It means cycles, fate, and surrendering to change. Things are going to change. There's the seasons. So you see how there's 4 different, I was going to say animals, but they're not all animals. They represent the Wheel of Fortune. It's all about change. It's all about seasons. You have these 4 astrological figures. It's a circle that's going to keep turning, right? We got a snake, we got a little demon, we got a sphinx with a sword. There's a lot going on in a card that's just a circle. Just remember, it's about cycles and change. Okay, so who represents this in your own mind? I feel like it's Jack Sparrow for me. It's just like, oh, whatever. Just going along with the journey. Doctor Who, if you watch Doctor Who. Or Neo from The Matrix. I know Kung Fu. He just goes on the journey. He's like, okay, taking a pill. Sure, I can do Kung Fu now. Gotta meet the Oracle. Moving on. Do not overthink these. If you sit there and like, what does this mean? What does that mean? We're going into a whole different class. We are doing Tarot Made Easy. We want to make this easy. If you want to deep dive into what each archetype means, remember, these are made by an artist and an occultist. And the artist and the occultist had this baby, and it's by their own eyes. So the beauty is you can take tarot and you can make it into your own eyes. And this is what I'm encouraging you to do. Just take an archetype, which the Wheel of Fortune, what does that mean? You can have Pat Sajak here if you'd like. Literally the Wheel of Fortune. He's a Wheel of Fortune guy, right? Or is he Jeopardy? Don't quote me on that. Moving on. Justice! So Justice, here she is. She's Judge Judy. She's got her sword. She's looking at you. She's like, did you do the right thing? Think of karma. Think of fairness. Think of divine law. Princess Leia, perfect example of justice. She wants to restore order to the galaxy. Hermione Granger, she's always by the book. I can't see the quote anymore. Oh well. Hermione Granger is always by the book. She knows all the spells. She's memorized them all, and she knows when you're doing it wrong and when you're pronouncing something wrong. And again, Captain America making another appearance because he's such a goody-goody. And he's all about balance and just doing what's right. There's so many people. I want to say Judge Judy for me. I didn't list her here, but it's an obvious one. The judge is in. Judge Dredd. We can keep going with many judges. Okay, the Hanged Man. Oh my God, I would get so annoyed when the Hanged Man would come into a reading. I would just be like, man, this looks like he's just meditating. Boo. Like, because I would read tarot because I wanted something to happen. And the Hanged Man is like, think about it, meditate on it. And I'm like, boo. Okay, the Hanged Man's all about surrender and new perspectives. He's hanging upside down so you can get a new vision, a new view. So, this is Odin from mythology. Odin hung upside down on the tree of life to get the wisdom of the runes. This is all about Odin's story in the Yggdrasil? Yeah, Yggdrasil? I forgot what the tree of life was called. So Odin, a perfect example of surrendering. Another would be Spider-Man. And I also put Poe from Kung Fu Panda because he has to surrender. He ultimately has to surrender to learn Kung Fu. All right. And it's in my name, the Death card. Woo! Because I'm the Death Fairy, get it? Transformation, endings, and ego. Look at this card. It's the white horse, a beautiful white horse with a skeleton in knight's armor, holding, I believe, the Rosicrucian flag, trampling over people, or maybe these people were already dead, or these people are begging to die because they're probably suffering. Who knows? Right? You got the Pope looking up like, ah, damn it. Guess it's my time. But look at the back. There's the sun rising, right? So with every death is a rebirth. And that's what we have to think about with the death card. Something that's not needed has to end. You are burning so much energy pulling around that dead horse that you don't need anymore, that you're just holding on to for security or coveting or I don't know. You just let it go. Then you will be free of energy. So I think of death as Jean Grey, because she's the Phoenix, the Dark Phoenix. Gandalf the Grey, because he changes and goes to Gandalf the White. And Elsa from Frozen. But death can be many, many, many other characters. It's not a bad card. While it is 13, number 13, you'll see it there. Oh, yeah, up above. I wish you could see my little pointer. You can't see my pointer. Oh, you can! Oh my God, I have a pointer this whole time. Can you see that? I don't know. Let's pretend like maybe you can't. But death is all about new beginnings, but we gotta cut off what's not working first. Onward. And the last card, Temperance. This is my card, and I'm a Sagittarius, so Sagittarius is the Temperance card. It's the alchemy card. Woo! I like to call her bartender. She's making a cocktail. She's like very cool. Healing, integration, balance, alchemy. If you're reading the Thoth deck, ooh. So if you want to read a trippy deck, the Thoth cards, those are very different but fun. So Mr. Miyagi from Karate Kid would be a perfect alchemist. T'Challa from Black Panther, you know, he goes through a change. He definitely transforms. He has to heal his wounds to become the Black Panther. And Mary Poppins, she's all about change. She's all about carrying around her umbrella and her big old bag and transforming things, creating balance, integrating the healing. She heals whole freaking family. We are almost at our end. Module 3, the Great Soul Journey, the path to enlightenment. And we're going to start off with the banger, the Devil card. Dun, dun, dun. So funny. Everyone's so scared of this. When they do tarot on TV, it's always death, tarot, the tower. Did I say, no, it's death, the devil, the tower. Did I say tarot? Oh my gosh. Okay, so with the Devil card, look at him. He's like got his upside down pentagram on his head. He's such a grump. You got a male, a female, they're chained, and he's like, rah. But if you look at their chains, are they really chained? The chains are pretty loose. And this is something everyone says, like, oh, are the people there because they want to be there because they're addicted to him? They really enjoy it? Or are they really trapped? That being said, I don't see the devil like that at all. I see Pan from mythology. You know, Pan, the half goat, half human, who's like frolicking with all the fairies and just like playing his little lute and having a good time and eating and drinking and being super earthy. That's what I see when I see the devil. I don't see any of this Christian fear stuff. But the devil represents shadow, temptation, attachment, or a good time, at least for me. So when I see the devil, it's like being human, right? Humans like to drink and eat and have a good time and just be sensual people using our senses. When we die, we won't have this body anymore. So when we don't have the body, we don't have our senses in the same way. So while you're human and have a body, you should enjoy it and eat the things that you like and drink the things that you like and, hug all the people, and we can go on, just be with the fairies. So in my mind, I think of the devil as Ariel. She wants to be part of your world. She wants to know what it's like to dance. She wants to be a human, right? That's ultimately what I see this card as. There's also Catwoman. It's kind of doing a little bit of gray zone work there. She's stealing, but she's not that bad, right? I don't know. She's kind of like an in-between. Or Gollum. Gollum totally got possessed by the ring. He gave into the ring too much. He let the ring take over him. And he could be a tale of woe or just another victim of a really cool item. It's all in the eye of the reader, right? So who's the devil for you? I would love to know. The Tower. So the Tower card, probably the scariest card in the deck. It's scary because it literally means things are getting shaken up. It means change. Sudden change, breakdown, ego shattering. You got this big tall tower and people are falling out. And they're like, it's just like if you build a structure on stuff that's not stable, it's going to fall over eventually. That's really it. So when a Tower card comes out, I like to see it as all the BS, all the nonsense just like falling down. It's like, oh, all the stuff I don't need anymore, it fell over because I didn't get rid of it first. So it could be drastic, it could be scary, but ultimately it probably was needed. And it will lead to something helpful. I know it doesn't seem like it because look at the star, look at the card that's next, the star. Anyways, the Tower for me would be like Moana restoring the heart of Te Fiti. It's the heart, the little blue shell, or the Death Star exploding, or the fall of the Jedi Order. New things come of it. When something is no longer working, it has to dissolve for something new to come in. Don't be scared of the Tower. Next is the Star. So the Star is all about bright opportunities. So after a Tower moment, the Star comes out to say, that's okay. I got you. I'm a star. Hope, divine renewal. It's ultimate, like that energy of, yeah, it's all gonna work out. That's what the Star represents. So Rapunzel Entangled is very much a star energy. Literally, the stars in the sky light up in that movie. Tiana's my favorite character. I love the Princess and the Frog so much. And Tiana is ultimate star energy. Nothing can shake her. She can turn into a frog and still want to make her dreams come true. I love her so much. Luffy from One Piece, he's gonna be the Pirate King. No matter what, he's gonna be the Pirate King. All right, next, the Moon. This card gets a bad rep. I don't know why. I don't like the way it's read in tarot. Everyone's like, it means lunacy and you're losing your mind. Mystery, intuition, illusion. Literally what the moon is doing is lighting up everything. That's it. It's lighting up what was hidden. So yeah, I guess you can call it mystery or illumination. But you need to see what's in the dark sometimes. It's not scary. It's just flowy. It's just stuff that's been there that you're just seeing and you're like, oh, kind of like shadow. It's like the shadow work, literally. So I see Luna Lovegood as a moon card because she's kind of quirky. She's got a lot going on. She can see like dead horses and she sees things that other characters don't see. The Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland. He knows things that you don't know and he's all like quirky too, but he's going to share them. And 11 from Stranger Things. She literally has to listen to static and go within to get the knowledge, lighting up what's hidden. Moving on to the Sun. Yay, such a happy card. You got a naked baby riding a horse. The sun's coming out and everyone's like, yay. means joy, success, clarity. Some people swear this means someone's pregnant, although I did pull this card before I got pregnant, so who knows? I say meh on that, but if you really want to believe it, that's cool. The sun is just a really happy card. It just means joy, happiness, pure bliss. So I think of Simba. He's so happy. He's going to be king. Joy from inside out. She's literally joy. And Superman is so happy. He's just such a positive person. Nothing can shake him. He's totally like the boy that never grows up. So sweet, so kind. Comes from a great family. Superman. Okay. Judgment. The Rapture card. I'm filming this on Rapture Day. My 14-year-old was like, Mom, did you hear the news? We're going to get raptured. I'm like, oh, okay. This is the third time in my generation, maybe? I don't know. Anyways, I digress. Rapture, awakening, rebirth, soul calling. And maybe we did get raptured. Maybe it's just not in the way that we think it's going to be. It's like our body is rising. Maybe it's just like an enlightenment, right? So this card can be confusing when it comes out. You're like, what's awake? What does it mean? It literally just means like knowing, like a moment. You just know something, right? It's really like eureka. So I think of Riley, the main girl, the human girl in Inside Out. She's going through all her emotions and everything's happening, and she's just like, it's like hormones acting up, and she's just going with the flow. Raphael from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He's all like mean and grumpy all the time, but he always have like moments where he turns around. He's a nice turtle. And Shrek is the total grump. He's like, get out of my swamp. But then he turns around and he's still a grump, but he doesn't hate everyone as much. And finally, the world, we did it! Yay! Congratulations! We completed our 22 card arcana. The world, literally completion, mastery, unity, and wholeness. An ambiguous figure and a circle. And again, the 4 astrological signs around her saying, yeah, you did it! So this can be everyone's completion story. It can be Frodo at the end of Lord of the Rings. It can be Sento Chihiro, the little girl from Spirited Away at the end of her journey. Miles Morales from the Spider-Verse. Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. Any character in a story, at the end, they are completion. This is Nirvana, the end of all of their journey. So what did you think? It's not that hard. Would you see that it's just an archetype? You assign it a character that you feel like resonates, and then you move on. So now every time you pull the levers, for me, I'm going to think, oh, it's Bill and Ted. Excellent. Awesome. Gnarly. And you'll get a whole story out of that archetype because you know what that means to you. So the story continues within you. Now, what you can do is you can take your 22 arcana, just shuffle them, pull a card, and ask yourself, what does this card mean to me right now? So, for example, I just pulled the Magician. I'm going to say, what does Tony Stark want to tell me? Why am I getting Tony Stark? Maybe I should be innovative, creative. I gotta start making things happen. I gotta make my dreams come true. You see where this is going? You can go as deep into that character that you assigned for that card as you want. And if anyone tells you anything, tell them to F off. This is your reading. You are using this to read your intuition, your inner soul, your guides, your everyone in spirit want to tell you messages, and this is a great way to get it. Remember, tarot is just paper. There's no evil or danger in tarot. It's in the meaning that you give it. So give it a good meaning. Give it a really empowering meaning. Make each card count. Make it count. If you love this intro into the Major Arcana, come visit my school. There's a link down below. It's called Spirit Connection Made Easy. I am going to guide you to connecting with your spirit loved ones, with your guides, in the most nourishing way that is so easy and fun. Literally, there's a 7-day challenge. Every day you do a little tiny meditation, super short. You build on, and by day 7, you're going to know who your guide is, what message they have for you, what their name is, and you can repeat this as many times as you want. This is literally the process I do to connect to spirit, and I'm teaching it to you for free. I'm also going to include tarot cheat sheets in there. And I also have energy clearing workshop, all free, all fun, not to mention a fairy tutorial and meditation, how to connect to your fairy guides. I got a lot of stuff in there. So let's hang out together in Spirit Connection Made Easy. I can't wait to hear from you. Please comment your biggest takeaway down below. I want to know which card is what for you. You can list them all out if you want. You can just list out your favorite few. Please share. I want to know your list. Or come onto my school community and share there. That'd be awesome too. And don't forget to subscribe so you can get my second video, Tarot Made Easy. I'm going to teach you about the Minor Arcana. It sounds tricky, but it's pretty easy once you get the hang of it. And I'll teach you a really easy way to know it. Tarot isn't about performance. It's about knowing who you really are. Spirit is calling. Are you ready to answer? Peace.